Jessica, take us back when you got the news, when you got that phone call.
It was a bad day.
Yeah.
It was a really bad day.
Yeah.
So I was actually working on a tax return, of all things, and I get a phone call that I needed to call the Army, and the first thing they said to me was, we need you to stay in place because he's not gonna make it. So started out 8 a.m., pretty rough day, as you can imagine. And then the day got better. Because we got more information that it was just 2 legs, it was just an elbow, which I know sounds awful, but when you go from your husband, we're coming to see you today, and you think about those guys in uniform coming to knock on your door, and that's how my day started.
Yeah.
And by the end of the day, I have a husband. I'm not a 32-year-old widow. My kids still have their dad. So the day got much better as it drug on, but it was a bad day.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. What was that time like for you, Chaz?
I was in and out of consciousness quite a bit until I got to Walter Reed, which is about a 2-day period. But upon getting there, my big fear was kind of the unknown and how this was going to play out, getting in touch with my wife and, just kind of resonating with her and as a family, trying to get them to understand what, the extent of what have happened.
Going back and forth, Ryan and Darren, is it very hard? Did that take a toll on y'all, having to go back and forth from DC and home, right?
Well, they didn't go back and forth at first. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
So I went first, and I sat there and realized they were too young to be there. They were 5 and 8 at the time.
Yeah.
But we waited to reunite them until he was tube-free, except for his PICC line that we could hide underneath his sleeve, because we just wanted it to be the least traumatic as possible. And so then that's when we decided to reunite at the Fisher House. And so we brought them into the Fisher House living room. And
Yeah.
so they got to see their dad for the first time in the Fisher House living room, rather than a cold, sterile hospital room with scary machines and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it went so well that they threw their arms around him and they're like, hey, Dad, great to see you. There's a playground out back.
Oh my God, you're so my kids. That's my kids. Yeah. But tell us about the Fisher House, because this is pretty incredible what they do.
So the Fisher House is kind of a home away from home. So when you get there, you have no idea what you're gonna do, right? There's like 1,000 questions. Like, where am I gonna stay? How is this all gonna work? And these awesome people at the Fisher House are already thinking ahead for you. They have built these homes on the military medical center campuses and the VA hospitals, so you have a place to go. And it was free.
And that's
amazing.
an amazing thing for people to do, because I can't imagine the chaos that you're just kind of feeling. You can't find stability probably in that environment, especially y'all like leaving school, right? You had to go to DC, right? Was that hard?
It was difficult at first just because we were young and we didn't completely understand what was happening and why we were moving. But after we figured it out, we had a lot of fun because we went and we did fun stuff. We went to the museums, we played on the playground, and we made new friends and stuff at the Fisher House.
Yeah, and you had these people that kind of set up a little home away from home for y'all.
And we absolutely made the best of it.
Amazing family. What do you wish people understood more about veterans and their families?
I wish more people would think about not just me, because I'm getting thanked every day by people. My family gets left out, and they never get thanked. So it's just unfortunate that they're always put on the back burner of, being thanked.
And that's especially true for the kids.
Yeah.
These kids are literally our littlest warriors. They are so brave and they are so resilient.
Yeah.
And they're so awesome. And then they just roll with the punches, and you're like, hey, Dad's got orders, we've got to go. It's horrible. And they just roll with it, and they do the best that they can. And
but I think it's very important y'all are saying this, because in my mind too, I don't think I've ever thought that. I always thank the person for their service. I'm the same person. I never think, oh my gosh, this affects so many people in their everyday household. It's a very important thing to get out there. And also, I know it's important to have a day to celebrate veterans, and I'm very happy we do. But every day, you should be thanking not only him and their families and everybody involved, because that's our safety, that's our security. You're sacrificing a lot, not only you, but your family as well. And I think that was a really important point that I wanted to make sure we made on this show. But you now work with the Fisher House, right? Because their needs are growing, right?
Well, we just speak about their mission, because we were so blessed to receive from their mission.
Yeah.
So we are now in a season of returning the gift and paying it forward.
Yeah.
So we're just honored to be here and be talking about how they blessed our family, because we wouldn't be where we are today if they didn't step up and give us a place. I would have to have stayed next to him in the hotel, in the hospital room, or maybe a cold hotel, and instead we got to have a place to be a family, to heal as a family, and Fisher House gets it.
So Jessica and Chaz, how can people support at home, veteran families like yourselves? More so than just saying, I know it's nice to say thank you for your service, but how can people really help?
A lot of times, people like to donate towards Fisher House is a start. Also, Hero Miles.
Yeah.
It's a
Which
great.
is the Fisher House program.
Yeah, it's a program ran by Fisher House.
Yeah, 96% of your dollar goes to Fisher House's mission, which is quite phenomenal when you
I'm
think
really
about
glad you
it.
said that because sometimes people are afraid to donate money because
Yes.
they don't know where it's going.
Yes.
But
It's going
96%
to the mission. It's going to
beautiful.
the mission, which is awesome.
All right, tell me more about how Suave is working with Fisher House.
Okay, so this is the second year that Suave is working with Fisher House, and they're trying to commit up to $1 million to the Fisher House Foundation to help them push their mission forward and help more families like us. So they started with a Twitter campaign where they were matching up to 1 million frequent flyer miles to help keep Hero Miles flying. But now they have especially marked packages that you can pick up at any of your local stores, and they're committing up to $1 million purchasing those products.
Oh, that's amazing. I will not stop talking until you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's right, and I can talk a lot. Seriously, not gonna stop. Yep, still here, not going anywhere. I see you. Don't walk away from this.